Welcome. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Tulsa. We are delighted to have you here today. Let's begin our program with invocation from Phil Nickel, song and pledge from past President Matt Davis, guest introductions from DJ Morrow Ingram, and a memorial resolution from past President Mike Homan.
Good morning, everyone. As we gather here today as members of Rotary, we pray that we are ever mindful of opportunities to render our service to fellow citizens and to our community, keeping in mind always the enduring values of life, exerting our efforts in those areas and on those things upon which future generations can build with confidence. Let us continue to strive to make a better world. Amen.
Let's sing God Bless America. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. And please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon. We have a big crowd today, a lot of guests, and here are the rules. When I call your name and the host Rotarian, please stand and remain standing, and let's hold our applause until everyone has been introduced. We have a prospective member and guest, Jeff McCoy, who's ORU Professor of Music Production, a guest of Brian Jackson. We also have a prospective member, Jay Betts, President of Meals on Wheels, also a guest of Brian Jackson. We have another prospective member, Sarah Alfred, who's with Hummingbird Tech, guest of Matthew Bristow. We have a guest, Allison Baldwin, who is with CJC Architects, a guest of Becky Fields. We have Jennifer Sanford with Rico Construction, a guest of Becky Wilson. We have Eric Peterson, personal assistant to Dr. Wilson, a guest of Corey Nickerson. We have Kevin Kosk, board chair of ORU Alumni Association, also a guest of Corey Nickerson. And we have Jean Martin, a guest of Chuck Wilson. Is this the Jean Martin that was a member? It is, yay. Well, good to see you. Great, I saw the name and I thought, oh, it's a former member. We also have Breon Miles is DT Specialized Services, a guest of Derek Frazier. Zoe Hale, Outdoor Classroom, a guest of Brian Bovard, and also Amanda Fisher, also with Outdoor Classrooms of Tulsa, a guest of Brian Bovard. And Jack Story, a guest of MidFirst Bank, a guest of Becky Wilson. And please give them a big round of applause. And we have a visiting Rotarian, Larry Boyer with Southside Rotary. Hi, Larry. Thank you for coming, and come back again and see us.
Good afternoon. Before I present Tom's memorial resolution, I want to introduce you to a couple special guests. First, Ruthie Reinhardt, Tom's loving wife, has traveled down here from Kansas to spend the day with us. And then Debbie Falkers Suter. Debbie worked with Tom for like 27 years, which means she's probably should be sainted right now. Be it resolved that members of the Rotary Club of Tulsa learned with great sorrow of the passing of Thomas "Tom" Reinhardt on July 20th, 2023, at his home in Kansas City after a 5-month battle with cancer. He was 87 years old. Tom was born November 2nd, 1935, and reared on his family farm in southwest Kansas, the only child of Maud and Oscar Reinhardt. Of course, he was class president at Liberal High School, and in 1957 earned his petroleum engineering degree from his beloved University of Kansas. While at KU, he participated in ROTC and was a devoted member of Delta Upsilon fraternity and was awarded the DU Distinguished Alumnus Award. Throughout his adult life, Tom loved being a Jayhawk. As a matter of fact, he rarely missed a KU football or basketball game, and I know there are more than one of us that got invited to a football or basketball game. Upon graduation, Tom was commissioned second lieutenant in the United States Air Force and was stationed in England. After returning from his military service, he began a long career in the energy business and later developed and invested in wind farm projects. In 1967, Tom married Charlotte Coghran, and they celebrated the births of 2 children, Lisa and Thomas, who was also known as Tiger. Tom was an encouraging supporter of their many activities growing up and could be found on the sidelines, in the bleachers, or in the audience for every game, performance, or event. Tom was a Rotarian for 40 years. He was our president 2000 to 2001 and served in numerous roles, including as board chair, trustee, and long-range planning. He is a Paul Harris Fellow and a Club Foundation Fellow. Tom was also an active member of Boston Avenue Church. He was a passionate golfer, to say the least, and spent a lifetime studying the latest strategies and techniques for improving his golf game. He served as president of the Tulsa Country Club and later joined Southern Hills Country Club. At the time of his passing, he was a member of the Broadmoor Golf Club in Colorado and the Shadow Glen Golf Club of Kansas. In 2008, he met Ruthie, and thus another adventure began. They married in 2017 in the Danforth Chapel on the KU campus, of course, and together they celebrated love, laughter, and joyfulness. They traveled frequently, visiting favorite places and good friends. Tom joins his beloved son, Tiger, and his parents in death. His memory will be cherished by his wife, Ruthie, daughter, Lisa, her husband, Jonathan, and their son, August, the apple of Tom's eye. Also remembering Tom are Ruth's children, Carson, Celeste, and her husband, Jonathan. Tom was a mentor to so many of us Rotarians. He will always be remembered for his professional leadership, love of Rotary, and those Talbot ties. Now, on a personal note, Tom was my sponsor in the Rotary. He took this awkward, goofy, 30-year-old engineer under his wing and opened up the possibilities of Rotary to me. His love of Rotary was infectious. He had me going to committee meetings before I was an official Rotarian. Tom instilled in me that to be a good Rotarian, you had to be an involved Rotarian. No standing on the sidelines. He supported me and gave me the confidence to get involved in things within the club and outside the club that I would not have done without him nudging me along and supporting me. And I know there are many in this room that can share similar stories. How grateful we are to have had Tom as Rotary Guide. I think the best way to honor Tom is to make sure that we are doing the same thing he did by bringing in the next generation of leaders into Rotary. He will be greatly missed by his friends here at the Rotary Club of Tulsa. So I move that this resolution be adopted by a standing vote of the Rotary Club of Tulsa. May we rise for a moment of silent tribute to the memory of Tom Reinhardt. Thank you.
Please welcome past President Becky Fields Wilson for a special announcement.
Thank you, President Tiffany. And it has been said that we stand on the shoulders of giants. And we just witnessed one such giant in our Rotary legacy. And I'm here to introduce to you and have the honor of introducing to you the continuing leadership and newly elected directors for 2024 and 25. So will you please come forward when your name is called and line up in front of the stage. Serving as the 111th President of the Rotary Club of Tulsa in 2024 and 25 is Daniel Gomez. President-elect Carl Vincent. Immediate past President Tiffany Egdorf. Club Foundation Trustee serving a 5-year term, Jan Laub. Secretary-Treasurer Jenny Hammock. Budget Chair and Secretary-Treasurer-elect Kevin Murray. Directors at Large Jack McGlumphy and Kaiden Kriegpalm. And last month, you selected as members from a slate of 3 amazing candidates for Director at Large. The individual with the majority of votes who will begin a 3-year term July 1st, 2024 is Jerry Stamper. Is Jerry here? So thank you all for your service. As we all know, we don't do this alone, and so I'm hopeful even as new members that you'll seek this leadership team out. They would love to help you get plugged in and see what Rotary's all about. Thank you all for your time, and congratulations to this great group of leaders.
As many of you know, we have experienced a whole lot of departures, many of them too early, and a lot of sorrow this year, but we've had a lot of joy too. But I do want to ask that we keep Tina Miller and Linda Bradshaw and their family in our thoughts and prayers. Wayne Bradshaw, devoted father, husband, and friend, passed away yesterday. May God surround them with love and peace during this very difficult time. On your table is a small clipboard with an attendance card. Please take time to sign it and pass it around so that we can register attendance. And if you haven't already done so, silence those cell phones. I want to extend a special thank you to all of our Rotarians and friends who volunteered last week to either ring the bells for Salvation Army, show up at Catholic Charities Market to help sort and help clients, or attended Shop with a Cop and shopped with kiddos and police officers. An extra special thank you to the chairs of these committees, our bell ringing, Joe Moore, Service Above Self Committee, Kevin Murray and Ben Gorell, and our Shop with a Cop Committee Chair, Karen McCannell. If you volunteered for any of these, or maybe all of these last week, would you please stand? Thank you. Thank you for making spirits bright this holiday season. Your gift of time and treasure means so much to the people who are beneficiaries of your generosity, for it is in giving that we receive. And now, some side mic announcements from Sheree Gardner and Rob Walters. And as they make their way forward, I want to say a special thank you to all who attended and participated in our first Rotary Club of Tulsa talent show a few weeks back. We haven't met since then. And I want to say, it was a small but mighty crowd, and we had a lot of fun. And there's already been a lot of buzz about doing it again next year, even though the crowd was a little bit smaller. But for those that participated or came and cheered on those participants, we thank you so much for being a part of that inaugural event. Ms. Sheree?
Good morning. I just wanted to remind everybody, December 12th is going to be a fun evening. However, I need everybody to go on DACDB and sign up because we need to have all the reservations in by Friday. So if you guys don't mind, I know you all are going to show up because it's going to be a wonderful time. Everyone, you get to see what they're wearing, and I know Barbara and Colonel Bell are going to be dressed to the hilt. I'm going to try to beat them. But it's going to be a wonderful, fun evening. It's at the summit, so there is easy parking. So anyway, make sure, go in, sign up, and then I will see you on the 12th. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is a pleasure for me. I get excited every time we do this time of year. Business Visitation Day. So mark your calendars. It's going to be Wednesday, January 17th. For those of you who are not familiar with Business Visitation, this is an opportunity for 8 Rotarians to invite us into your place of business, get to know you, get to know your business a little bit better. And we're looking to have roughly 8 to 10 people per visit. Lunch will be provided. And right now we've got 2 companies already signed up. This goes quickly, so it's kind of the first 8 wins. If you have any questions or if you would like to register, please contact me. My email was supposed to be up on that slide, but it's not. It's rwalters@jmark.com, and if you go to the homepage on DACDB, you can find out more information. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'd like to say, too, just real quick about the holiday party next Tuesday night. So this is our last meeting. We don't get to plug it again, so you don't get to hear us push you to go. But there will be a contest for the best blingy outfit. And remember, that can be your whole outfit or just a piece of it. Be creative. But there's good prizes for that. And we're also going to have door prizes this year just for attending. So be sure and think about that and show up for that. But more important than all of that is the time that you will get to spend with your Rotary friends and guests. I have guests coming. I thought this was a great time to purchase a couple of extra tickets and bring potential Rotarians to experience how good we are at having fun. So please consider that. I get to make a special presentation that, I'll be honest, I have been waiting to do for just a little bit, so I'm super excited to do this today. Medical Supplies Network, Inc., or MS&I as most of us know it, is a Rotary District 6110 project that receives, sorts, inventories, and packs donated medical supplies and equipment. Each month, approximately 9,500 pounds of medical equipment and supplies are shipped from the Tulsa warehouse to a developing nation somewhere in the world. This important work is accomplished through the dedication of volunteers giving their time, talent, and treasure. And today, I have the privilege of recognizing one of those volunteers and his dedication to the mission of MS&I by presenting him with his MS&I ambassadorship. So, will you please join me in thanking Stephen Elias for his service to MS&I. And he might be a little bit surprised, I'm not sure. So there were a few people behind the scenes that helped make this happen because he's been so dedicated. Although, I'm also going to embarrass him just a little bit more. He's a newlywed, so we haven't seen him much lately because he's been busy getting married. So congratulations to Steve all around. Okay, now it's our favorite, Sarge time, so please welcome Sergeant Brian Jackson.
Give us a room with a view of the beautiful Rhine. Give us a room with a view of the beautiful Rhine.
All right, here we go. Hello, fellow Rotarians, guests. All right, let's get this started. Oh, we've got pet pictures. All right. Wait a minute. This is not a cat. Now, come on, that's a possum. All right. Now, that's a reminder. You can send in pictures of your animals. All right. So, with a small fee, of course, or donation to the Rotary Club of Tulsa. All right. Hey, we got it sponsored, fellow Rotarians. All right. We actually have a 1957 Rotary-style phone in our Rotary phone fine booth, all right? And so we had a victim or a donor, I should say, a couple of weeks ago, all right? He emptied out his wallet. He's like, $20, I'll give you everything I have. All right, so that is awesome. And I want to say thank you to our fellow Rotarian, Jeff Venture, all right? Let's give a round of applause. Now, he saw the opportunity. He said, well, we need to have a phone in there, all right? A Rotary-style phone. And so he made it happen, and he even installed it. So let's move on, saying thank you. Fellow Rotarian David Domp. Oh, my goodness, $80 for a birthday, $10 for his son's birthday, 50 years in Rotary. So, quick math, I put it up there, $140. Oh, my goodness. Thank you very much, Rotarian David. Now, all right, it is door prize time. Everybody likes to win, all right? We're all winners in this room. We already knew that, all right? But the last three numbers of your winning Rotary ticket. All right, here we go. We'll do a couple today, all right? Here we go. 296. You are our winner, Rotary winner, 296. Last three numbers of your Rotary winning ticket, 296. All right. They had to go to the restroom. That's all right. That's all right. All right, here we go. 212. 212. You're another winner. Come on up. Come on up. Thank you. And one more. 241. 241. Come on up. Here, real quick, the four-way beer test. I know, we're in a church. Okay, is it ice cold? Is there enough for all concerned? Will it build good times and much better friendships? Can it get any better than this? Thank you, Barbara Kogerman. She gave these to us, so that's nice. Here you go. All right. Thank you. All right. All right, don't forget those Rotary gift buckets, folding money, cash, and don't forget if you have pictures of new weddings. Oh my goodness, I know the newlyweds, we'd like to have pictures, and all the money goes to the Rotary Club of Tulsa Foundation. You all have a good one. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Just a quick note, on Saturday, I was in Arkansas for a Rotary District thing, and more than one person came up to me and said, hey, I've heard about that cool phone booth thing you all have in your Rotary Club. So news is getting around. I like it. Maybe we can monetize that for the Rotary Club. We could rent it. That might be a good idea. Our Rotarian of the day is Corey Nickerson. Corey was one of the first 300 freshmen on the campus of Oral Roberts University in August of 1965, and is a 1969 graduate holding a Bachelor of Music Education degree with continuing education in sales, motivation, human resource management, accounting, and finance management. A member of the Rotary Club of Tulsa for almost 30 years, Corey conducted the Rotary Men of Note, a men's choral group for 18 years. He served as competition administrator for the Crescendo Music Awards for 16 years and continues to work with the Crescendo Music Grants Committee. Since 1999, Crescendo Music Awards and Crescendo Music Grants have awarded more than $597,000 to serious high school and college student musicians. Corey served as the president for the Rotary Club of Tulsa in 2008-2009, has chaired numerous committees, is a multiple Paul Harris Fellow, and a benefactor. And he currently serves on the board of directors for Oral Roberts University Alumni Association. Please welcome Rotarian of the Day, past President Corey Nickerson.
President Wilson, I got to tell you something about this club. There is a whole lot of school spirit in this room. I mean, you heard about KU. Well, we've got Baylor grads, we've got TU grads, and of course we got the Bedlam twins, OU and OSU. You know, they're all over the place. One of those OU fans is just, he's almost incorrigible. But Ed Monette is a past president. His great-grandfather, Julian Monette, was the founding dean of OU's College of Law in 1909. And the first permanent home was named Monette Hall. So we give Ed a little bit of flexibility in what he does. Last April, OU President Joe Harris was here, and Ed was tasked with introducing him. Well, I wasn't wearing a red tie, and I wasn't wearing a red hanky, but Ed's intro was pretty powerful. Ed, stand up and show us that intro, would you? Well, okay, so that's Ed Monette. Well, fast forward to June. Casey Schrum, Dr. Casey Schrum, OSU president, was here. Ed did not introduce Dr. Casey Schrum. However, Ed was introducing guests that day. So Ed stands up here and he makes his guests' introductions. He's wearing a yellow shirt, and he says, "Oh, by the way, I don't have any orange to wear, but my second grade art teacher told me that yellow and red make orange." So I started feeling guilty about my lack of school spirit, so I decided to step up my game. I bought a sport coat, blue with dark gold stripes in it. I'm wearing a gold and blue shirt. I've got a gold pocket hanky. I've even got on blue socks. Okay, so I feel like I'm about there. Oh, and there's this, Ed. Dr. Billy Wilson became ORU's fourth president in 2013, and his track record is so excellent that the Board of Trustees recently extended his contract to 2033. You've all seen Dr. Wilson's bio on our club website and in this week's Monday message. Before he comes to the podium, I want to tell you a quick micro story about visionary leadership. During my tenure as a director for the ORU Alumni Association, it was my honor to work for 2 years as part of a planning committee chaired by Dr. Wilson. The committee meets twice a year and is tasked with assessing specific goals ranging from technology and financial viability to educational leadership and global impact, and then modifying up to 200 key performance indicators to maintain focus and forward motion for the university. Those KPIs are then acted on and accomplished within each college and department. At our spring 2021 two-day meeting, we were wrapping the meeting up, getting ready to adjourn, and Dr. Wilson paused and reflected on the fact that ORU was beginning to see more first-generation college students. He talked about that particular demographic and the obstacles that they face for several minutes. And then he posed the question, what do we do? How can we help? A young staffer whose degree was less than a year old walked to the front of the room and said, "Dr. Wilson, I know I'm not part of the discussion group in this committee, but is there a way that I can donate $1,000 to help a first-generation student?" Well, within about 5 minutes, the committee as a group had put $50,000 out on the table. Now, without leadership, that vision could have become nothing but a drop in the bucket of need. But with that $50,000 seed, Dr. Wilson went to work, obtained additional funding, and 16 months later, 34% of ORU's incoming freshman class were first-generation college students. Will you please give a warm Tulsa Rotary welcome to ORU's visionary leader, Dr. William M. Wilson.
Thank you, Corey. What a delight it is to be here. And thank you for my new Christmas present that you're wearing today as well. I really like that, but it's a delight to be with the Rotary Club here in Tulsa. Rotary does such great work around the world. I've had so many friends that have been involved over the years, and where I lived before coming to Tulsa, I was very involved with the Rotary Club there. Went to a number of meetings, spoke several times, so it's a delight to be here today with you. President Egdorf, thank you for this invitation and welcome. Just to see, since we have an OU fan or two in the room, how many alumni or staff people of Oral Roberts University are in the room? Would you stand? Because I know we have a few. Would you welcome them? They are awesome. I thought we had some here today. Thank you. Well, the first part of my sharing today, I'm going to talk about the university. I'm going to be unashamedly bragging on ORU, okay? So I'm a president. It's what I do with my life. The second part, I'm going to talk about Christmas a little bit, and I realize the Rotary Club is not overtly Christian, but I am. And so today I'm going to share a little bit about my perspective on Christmas. I don't have long to talk. In fact, my time got severely reduced. I was told by Corey, he said, now watch the clock, and then when it gets to about 12:55, then you close down. And the clock has not been changed from daylight savings time, so presently it's a good way to control a speaker, I guess. But so it's already 1:30 something with the clock. Well, greetings from Oral Roberts University today. We are in an amazing season at our university and so very grateful for all that is happening. This year we celebrated 15 years of consecutive enrollment growth. We had the largest incoming freshman class in the history of ORU ever. We have students from all 50 states. This fall we had 129 nations represented in our student population. And in the last 4 years, we've had 150 nations represented at ORU in our students. We have a stated goal that by 2030, we're going to have someone from every nation on earth studying at ORU over this decade from 2020 to 2030. The State Department says there are about 193 nations in the world, and so we're already well on our way at 150. Because of that, we've been recognized by U.S. News and World Report as one of the top 25 most diverse colleges or universities in the United States. We are the most diverse in Oklahoma. We also have been rated as by Wall Street Journal recently in a survey of universities across America in the top 10 in America in student experience, and also recently rated as the #1 student life in Oklahoma. So we're excited about what happens on campus. We're in a real season of growth. And our graduates, our alumni, are excelling in the marketplace. They have jobs all over Tulsa in just about every profession imaginable. If you want a job in Tulsa as an ORU grad, you get one. In fact, this last year, from graduates that graduated in May of 2023, about 6 months after graduation, we take a survey of our graduates to see how many of them are in a job or in grad school. And this year, we have 99.87% of our graduates in May of 2023 are in a job or in grad school 6 months after graduation. The national norm is about 84%. Yeah, it's an amazing statistic. We've also had a wonderful year of 2023 in sports. We went to the NCAA again this year. We got killed by Duke, but we were there in men's basketball. And then in baseball, we went all the way to the World Series, which was very exciting for us. Yeah, it was an exciting time, and we're very grateful. So we're growing in reputation. We're growing numerically at ORU. We're also growing our plant at ORU. Many of you have been by on Lewis and 81st and seen that there's a lot of construction been going on. We're in the process right now of finishing our 4th new building in the last couple of years. We've opened a new Welcome Center on campus. We've opened the new Mike Carter Athletic Center right beside the Mabee Center, which is a fantastic sports training facility. We opened the new J.D. McKean Library in September. And this coming summer, we will open the new Peggy V. Helmrich Media Arts Center on campus of ORU, and it is a fantastic facility. It'll be 78,000 square feet, a new theater. Will house dance, theater, music, and some of our film production in the building, and so it's quite an exciting time on campus. Behind that, we have a new cafeteria, a new dorm complex coming in the future, and we're raising a lot of money for all of that, of course. And we're grateful that not one tuition dollar has been used to build the new buildings, and we're not in debt, even $1. All donors are helping us build these buildings debt-free, and we give God the glory and thank our donors for their great help. Lots of remodeling going on. We recently relaunched our College of Business as the Fenimore Fisher College of Business, remodeled the entire section where our students meet for the College of Business. We are opening the new Biological Science Center on Delaware, just by CityPlex Towers, as a new home for our biology department that will be opening in January. And then in about 9 months from now, we think we will open the new David and Barbara Green Center for Global Leadership on campus that will be housed where the library used to be at ORU. So we're very thankful again for all the growth that's going on. As president of ORU, I'm now in my 11th year, and I'm honored to serve this generation of student. Generation Z are young people roughly born between 1995 and 2015. They're a very unique group. They're the largest group, generational group on planet Earth presently. 1/3 of everyone that lives on the planet fits within that category of Generation Z. And a few years ago, we began to see a shift from the millennials to Generation Z on campus as our student population. It was very different. I noticed students were different, recruiting was different, everything seemed to be changing with them, and so I began to study. I wrote a book about them, and I'm just thrilled to be serving this generation. I say flat-footed wherever I am, this is the greatest generation in the history of humanity. They are going to make a profound difference in the marketplace. They're going to make a profound difference in nations, and they're going to make a profound difference for God's kingdom in the world as well. And we're very honored to serve them at ORU. This is a generation that wants purpose. They're looking for a meaning in life and looking to live with significance. Recently, Shane Pruitt, who wrote an article called 10 Characteristics of Generation Z, said Generation Z is globally minded and want their life to matter. They're fully aware of their imperfections, evil, hate, and injustices. They're looking for solutions, answers, and impact. They're not scared to die young. However, they are terrified to die at a ripe old age and have done nothing significant with their lives in their own age. Competitive Solutions recently said, Generation Z wants more than just a job. You that are employers, remember this. They seek a job with purpose, a sense of fulfillment that helps them move the world forward. A recent survey of Generation Z asked them, what are the #1 influencers in your life? Who influences you the most? And it was a very interesting answer, and actually this was not the answer of prior generations. If you ask millennials, their #1 influencer were their peers, their friends. They were the big influence in their life. But Gen Z said, our #1 influencer are our parents, #2 are our teachers, and then #3 are our friends and our peers. Now, that's good news for moms and dads in our generation. The pandemic has helped families come together, and mom and dad have great influence of Generation Z, and we feel that, we see that at the university. It's a family decision now to attend college. Mom and dad are very involved in their students' life, and we even have a parent engagement office at ORU to facilitate that even more. But very important, I think, that Generation Z said teachers are the second most influential people group in our lives. Now, this is the first time teachers have shown up. I'm a teacher, so I'm glad we showed up because I'm also a preacher, and that went way down the list on this generation. But teachers, very prominent in young people's lives, which means who stands in front of Generation Z is really important. At ORU, we're very grateful to say that 100% of our faculty believe that God exists, 100% of our faculty believe that the Bible is the Word of God, and 100% of our faculty have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. This generation wants to see people that are authentic. In fact, authenticity was the word of the year for 2023, and it fits Gen Z exactly. Gen Z wants people who are authentic. They want to see the reality of what people believe lived out in their lives. And we're grateful to put in front of them every day a faculty at ORU that live out their personal faith. You know, Christmas is one of my favorite times of the year, and always during the Christmas season, I take a little time to reflect on the amazing, profound understanding of the incarnation. That God would become man so we could become sons and daughters of God. Profound. Always mystifies me. It's just beyond human comprehension that Jesus was fully God and fully man at the same time. God's word says in John chapter 1, verse 14, in the Message version, I like this version, you'll understand why in a moment. It says this, speaking about the incarnation, the Word became flesh and blood and moved into the neighborhood. We saw the glory with our own eyes, the one-of-a-kind glory like Father, like Son, generous inside and out, true from start to finish. The Word of God became flesh and moved into the neighborhood. I love that wording. J.I. Packer said, the Almighty appeared on earth as a helpless human baby, needing to be fed and changed and taught to talk like any other child. The more you think about it, the more staggering it gets. Nothing in fiction is so fantastic as this truth of the incarnation. The great preacher Charles Spurgeon said, infinite and an infant, eternal and yet born of a woman, almighty and yet hanging on a woman's breast, supporting a universe and yet needing to be carried in a mother's arms, king of angels and yet the reputed son of Joseph, heir of all things and yet the carpenter's despised son. Jesus came as the light of the world. And he says this to us in the Sermon on the Mount, I think very relevant for you that are Rotarians. Jesus said, in the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. The incarnation, God becoming man, bringing the light of heaven into the darkness of earth. That's what Christmas is all about. I love Christmas lights. It's a fascinating thing for me, and I celebrate the fact that light and hope and joy and peace and love came into the world through Jesus Christ. But you know, our world also needs people who reflect the light, who share light and hope and peace and joy and love with the world around them. Stories told of a young child, a young girl. She was in bed one night and there was a thunderstorm going on. There was severe lightning. Thunder was happening. It was a pretty violent storm outside, and she began to scream at the top of her lungs for her mom. Her mom comes into the room, and she says, honey, it's okay. You're okay. She said, Jesus has you. You can trust him. Just go back to sleep. Jesus is in control of the storm, and you can trust him. So the girl calmed down a bit. The mom left the room. She went back toward her bed, and all of a sudden another thunderclap came and lightning flashed in the sky, and the little girl starts screaming at the top of her lungs again. The mom runs into the room. She said, honey, I told you that it's going to be okay. Jesus is here. He's got you. You're safe with him. She said, I know, Mommy, but sometimes I just need a Jesus I can touch. I need a Jesus I can touch. I believe that's what we're called to do. Jesus, the Word of God, came and moved into the neighborhood so we could touch God, so we could understand who God was. But he also sends us as his followers into the world so people can touch Jesus with flesh on and know that he's alive through us and through our good works, that our good works help them understand that there's light. I was raised in a broken home. My dad was a preacher when I was born and a state superintendent, in fact, in our denomination. And at the age of 5, he walked out on my mom and my 2 sisters and me. It was a terrible, tragic time in our life. And we left the state parsonage somewhat in shame after a couple of weeks and moved in with my grandparents in Kentucky, western Kentucky, a little town outside of Owensboro, Kentucky. My grandparents built onto their house so they could house their 3 grandchildren, and Mammy, as I called her, my grandmother, and Pop, my grandfather on my mom's side, took Mom and us 3 kids in and helped raise us from the time I was 5 until I graduated from college. It was an amazing journey. Mammy was Mrs. Christmas. In fact, her and my grandfather's life had been profoundly changed when a pastor came to their home on Christmas Eve and prayed for them one year. And from that time, she became sort of Mrs. Christmas. So every year about October, my grandfather and I would start decorating the house. We would go out, we'd put lights on everything. I mean, we decorated the roof, we put lights on the sidewalk. We had a life-size nativity scene. We had a star way up in the tree. We had Santa Claus on the roof and Jesus in the front yard. So we had it all going on at Christmas. She was Mrs. Christmas. We had 4 or 5 Christmas trees in the house, a TV room, a living room area just filled with presents. She loved celebrating Christmas. She lived all year to celebrate Christmas. It was quite amazing. But she also lived her life to love us grandkids. And so every week or so, I found myself as a child in Mammy's lap. She prayed for me. She told me I was going to be okay. I was going to do something great. I was a broken-hearted kid. But she made the difference. And I realized that in many ways, Mammy especially, Pop too, Pop worked, he made a living, he provided for the family, but Mammy was a disciplinarian, my mom was working, she was there day and night, cooking, helping, serving. In many ways, she became Jesus with flesh on and made a profound difference in my life as her grandchild. As I look at myself now, I have 7 grandchildren. So how many of you are grandparents in the room? You know, I was about to be a grandparent and had a preacher saunter up by my side. He said, "Billy, you're about to be a grandparent." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "You know why they call them grand?" I said, "No." He said, "Cost you about $1,000 a month." So I have 7 of them. You can add it up. It's the truth. I'm grateful that over these years I've been here, they all now live in Tulsa mostly, and my daughter goes back and forth to Paraguay, but they base out of here. And I find myself, to be honest, living out what Mammy lived out for me, trying to find a way to make a difference for my grandkids, to love them, put my arms around them, speak good to them, to try my best to be Jesus with skin on so they can touch him and know that God is real. It's what Christmas is all about, and I do love this time of year. So I want to encourage you here as members of the Rotary Club. Again, I know this is not an overtly Christian organization. Thank you for allowing me to be myself today. But you are an organization that serves our community in profound and beautiful ways. And your good works bring light and hope and life and joy to people. You bring the principles of servanthood in a way that people can touch it in the neighborhood and make a difference. So God bless you in your work. I'm delighted to be in this community, and I thank you for your great service to Tulsa, Oklahoma. God bless you today.
Dr. Wilson, thank you so much for being with us today. It is easy to see how you lead and bring folks along the path and along that journey with your infectious passion. So thank you for your kind words to us and to our mission. I think it means a lot. We are truly servants above self, and that's something that it's nice to be recognized for every now and again. A book recognizing today's program will be presented to our partner in education school, Celia Clinton Elementary, and this week's book is Goodbye Autumn, Hello Winter. Appropriate. Upcoming programs on December 13th, NFL referee Clay Martin will be here with us, and that is sure to be a fun day. I'm personally going to tell you that I've invited a couple of old schoolmates. I'm going to do my best to embarrass our Rotarian of the Day, Eric Cullen, and our speaker, Clay Martin, and a couple of guests that we have coming that day. So you'll want to be here to not only experience that, I'll pay a fine for it, I promise, but also to hear a wonderful message about what it is to be a referee in the NFL. And December 20th, we are still working to confirm that, but we plan to have that as our holiday program to bring joy and merriment to everybody before we take a little break for the holidays, since we won't see each other again until, I think, January 6th. So be sure and put that on your calendar as well. Thank you to our gold sponsors, We Be Trees, Tim Knoll, Max Electric Supply, Jack McClumphy, Coldwell Banker Select, Brenda Melancon, Sheree Gardner, Ken McConnell, CPA, and OK Ethics, Mary Lytle. And to this week's meeting sponsors, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Daniel Simone, Kevin McManus, Regent Bank, Elaine Dishman, Greg Boudreau, Spirit Bank, Rhonda Hayes, T.C. Blair, Terracon, Mike Homan. Committee meetings today include our Club Foundation Development in 231, Rotary Youth Exchange in 232, and our Anti-Human Trafficking Committee in 233. The holiday season is a joyous time of year, but it can be difficult for many. So I encourage each of you to reach out to a fellow Rotarian this week and let them know that you are thinking about them. We don't always know who is struggling, so take just a few minutes to make a difference for a friend this holiday season. We hope to see you next Tuesday at our Rotary Holiday Party at the Summit Club. Thank you for joining our meeting today. Go create hope in the world through service above self. We are adjourned.
Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with boughs of holly. Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with boughs of holly. Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy-yap, 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 let's go. Let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy-yap, 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 it's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with the song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy cozy are we. We're snuggled up together like two birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. giddy yap, it's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with the song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy, and comfy and cozy are we. We're snuggled up together like two birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Sleigh ride together with you. Sleigh ride together with you.